Hello everyone, so I'm Bard here, or you can call me Sully, and welcome to Teen Titans Go Month, where I look over what many people say is one of the worst animated shows. And I like to start off by going over what I thought of the show so far. But first, let me explain what led me to this. When My Little Pony Friendship is Magic was in its 8th season and starting to come to a close, I've been wanting to get into other animated TV shows I haven't seen yet and getting to watch them when MLP is over, even if it's still going on as a spin-off miniseries. This led me to watching Batman the Animated Series, which overall I found to be okay. I mean, I do like some of it and maybe someday I'll go over my favorite episodes from that show, but still, it's fine for what it is. And then, I happened to watch Teen Titans Go to the Movies as, while I haven't seen the show at the time, I found to be pretty enjoyable, and that movie is what got me into watching the show. So after wrapping up the Batman animated series, I went to watching Teen Titans Go with the DVDs I have from Season 1 to half of 3. As for the original show, just named Teen Titans, I do know of it when it was around, but I haven't watched a full episode or season of it. Yet I do remember the theme song and opening, and the only episode I kind of remember and seeing bits on TV is one with Robin and Starfire trying to have a romance together without the other Titans knowing, and even trying to kiss each other and the Titans interrupt. And really that's it. But back to Teen Titans Go, as the show is centered on the Teen Titans, Robin, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Starfire, and Raven, as they have some fun yet goofy adventures in trying something new, encountering odd discoveries, venturing new locations, learn about one another, fail a life lesson, etc., all while fighting crime against their foes, including Dr. Light, Brother Blood, Terra, Control Freak, and the Hive. And so, after watching the first 2.5 seasons on DVD, what do I think of the show so far? Well, I think this will answer your question. I actually like it. But let me just say that it's not all good, yet I do enjoy most of it. But as someone who didn't grow up with the original show, I can say that there are a small handful of stuff that, while aren't bad, just bug me from time to time. I mean, even when looking through this magazine of DC Nation when showing a sneak peek of the show, it's not only very vague and brief, but Raven's design is completely different from the show, and Cyborg is slightly different. I know it's trying to be a simpler take on the original, but this is only the beginning of a few gripes that I have. For starters, some of the episodes have a repeated setup. One of the Titans gets the others into doing something, the Titans, except for one, get into a thing too much, there's some myth about a thing which one of the Titans who doesn't get into the thing disbelieves it, the myth turns out to be true and cause trouble for the Titans, and all the Titans fight the existing myth. And even then, the myth is pretty ridiculous, even for a comedic cartoon such as this. But it doesn't help when the advertising on Cartoon Network says stuff like, Teen Titans Go, your new favorite show. I mean, come on, that's just pushing it. However, even though I don't mind all the characters in this show, there's only one character I have a problem with, and that's Robin. He's the most egotistical, self-centered, attention-hungry, and idiotic character who brags so much about being a leader, gets too invested in trying new things for the sake of fighting enemies, or getting Starfire to kiss, love, date, or marry him, claims he can do better, or is better than the other Titans, despite him having no powers, and even though he never gives up and does whatever he can to finish the job, he never learns a lesson or is aware of his surroundings when his friends are. There's some jokes that don't get a laugh from me, some songs that aren't interesting to me, and that's all the stuff I have issues with. Not terrible, but very bothersome and sometimes weak. I mean, what TV show doesn't have problems? There's no perfect one. However, when people say that they don't like the show, they tend to focus a lot on the bad stuff and say that it's pointless. But all the bad stuff that I come across really do serve a purpose in an episode telling a story. One of the biggest examples of this comes from an episode called Waffles. In this episode, Cyborg and Beast Boy play a game in which they only say one word, Waffles. They even sing that word when Starfire asks how the game is played, and the Titans are annoyed by it. Yet this does play a big part, as Brother Blood captures Robin, Raven, and Starfire as they went out to stop him, and Blood forces the Titans to give out their voice recognition codes for him to enter the tower with. But when Cyborg and Beast Boy get caught in saving the Titans, and Blood does the same process to them, the two still say Waffles, making Blood use his pain bot on them, ending with the other Titans saying Waffles, driving Blood mad. Now, while the episode is average to me, I really get what the episode was doing. Even though I predicted the outcome of the episode, I never thought Cyborg and Beast Boy saying Waffles was annoying, because did anybody say one word for one day as a kid? Just for the fun of it? I'd believe it. The other characters found it annoying, but it isn't as big of a focus as much as it's a basic plot setup, and in a way, it kinda makes sense in the direction it's going. But I would understand the hatred for it when comparing it to the original show. Yet I for one grew up watching plenty of cartoons, namely Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies, and Max Fleischer cartoons, Popeye and Betty Boop. And those cartoons and the style of humor they have are what stuck with me, and whenever I think of Warner Brothers and its animation, I think of Looney Tunes, and that's what this reboot is like. A superhero cartoon show with the humor of Looney Tunes. Now that we got the bad stuff out of the way, let's look over the good stuff, which is severely overlooked and deserves more credit than the rest of the show. Like I said before, I grew up watching Looney Tunes, and Teen Titans Go is a cartoon version with Looney Tunes humor, albeit more modern and overly silly. Which you're not supposed to take seriously to begin with, or even question the continuity, but for what I enjoy from it is really, and excuse the wrong use of a pun, a marvel. Outside of Robin, the other Titans are good for what they are. Even though Cyborg and Beast Boy have a lot of similarities with being very close friends, they do have differences. Cyborg likes meats, mostly burgers, and has cool-looking weapons and machine parts to his body, while Beast Boy is a vegetarian and loves burritos, and is pretty much the laziest of the Titans, with the benefit of turning into any animal for his liking. Raven, despite being half demon, and her father, Trigon, almost representing the devil and only wanting his daughter to love him and follow in his footsteps, is kind of the most normal of the Titans. She's usually a stick in the mud, but knows what's right and wrong, and in the most cutest of ways, has a love for a TV show called Pretty Pretty Pegasus, a parody of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, which coincidentally stars Tara Strong, who voiced Twilight Sparkle in MLP, who also voiced Raven in both versions of Teen Titans. And here, the character is nice to watch, but more fun when she's involved with her favorite show or doing something on her own. But easily my favorite Titan, and even character of the show, is Starfire. She's very cute in every way, even though she's from another planet, is a princess there, and takes everything on Earth very literal. She also brings in customs from her home, and adding the word "the" in every other sentence. She even has a pet alien bug named Silky, which is neat, as she from time to time goes on adventures of her own. The action in many of the episodes look fun, the style is colorful and simple, the references and parodies of movies, games, TV shows, comics, songs, and their previous incarnation is always fun. Some of the songs are enjoyable and maybe catchy, and most of the jokes did get laughs out of me, and I had a fun time with it. In fact, the first episode had me laughing from the first shot of Pretty Pretty Pegasus, because it's so unexpected having to come right after the opening showing the Titans. And when the episodes have a different style and are more creative, it gets more fun. And speaking of episodes, how many of them are bad? None! I asked this because out of the 129 episodes I've seen, only 8 of them I have a dislike for. Yes, 8. And so I'd like to conclude this episode by briefly going over my top 5 least favorite episodes of the show. Number 5. Hey Pizza. One of the first episodes to have 2 stories going on, with one on Cyborg and Beast Boy trying to get free pizza delivered in 30 minutes, yet the pizza boy always delivers on time, and the other on Robin torn between building a senior center and a swimming pool, as Starfire wanted to show her bikini to Robin. Both stories do come together in the end, yet having 2 stories happening within 11 minutes just isn't enough time to cram both in. But while there are a few episodes done like this one feels off. That, and there's no explanation to how the pizza boy got to the Titan Tower in under 30 minutes every time, when it's revealed at the end and he arrived late for someone else. Number 4, Gorilla. It's where Beast Boy, for the majority of the episode, stays as a gorilla and ignores Robin's commands, doing whatever gorillas do, and somehow becomes the alpha and leaves the Titans to do his bidding, while Robin tries to be the superior alpha against Beast Boy, with Cyborg's help. And really, I don't quite get what this episode's trying to do, or even what Beast Boy's doing. It felt empty in trying to convey a message, whatever it is, and it bothers me why Beast Boy went with being a gorilla as he's mostly a lazy character. Number 3, let's get serious. Here, Superboy, Miss Martian, and Aqualad take out the Hive when the Titans don't, and Robin, seeing how serious Young Justice is, decides that the Titans become serious, to the point of being too serious. Yet while I do get the aim of this episode, it's hard to enjoy when the Titans not only look alike when serious, but also look unappealing to me, even if it's exaggerated. Plus, I find it odd that the Young Justice cameo of Aqualad is here, when the show already has an Aqualad. I mean, why didn't they use a different character? Number 2, the mask. Robin gets his mask destroyed in a fight, and gets it replaced, leading to the other Titans wondering what's under Robin's mask. Which turns out to be a handsome face so exaggerated that it makes Gaston's face look more appealing and done right. All building to a climax that's way too silly to have fun with, and an ending twist that's okay, along with a couple of alright gags. But the face and how everyone loves it is not my cup of tea, and it's just as uninteresting as when SpongeBob did a similar episode with Squidward. And number 1, finally, a lesson, where Robin tries to teach and get the Titans interested in real estate financing. And it's quite boring to say the least. Even for being a rare educational episode, it is not fun or funny, and the subject matter does reflect that. So yes, to sum up, I do enjoy the show, but not quite enough to put on my top 5 favorite animated shows list. Top 10 or 15, maybe. But if you want what I think is a better version, then go watch New Teen Titans, as it's like a mixture of the original show's style with the reboot's humor and the characters looking miniature, but most of them are fun and even more funny than Teen Titans Go. It is only a series of shorts with each one being like 30 seconds long, and only 10 of them are available on the Teen Titans Go Season 2 Volume 1 DVD. Sad that they're only shorts, and if someone could turn this into a TV show, then I'd watch it. But next week, I'm going over the episodes that I do like. I mean, what other animated show has a strong fan base where the reboot gets all the hate? Well, we'll see about that.